Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the new edition of Seven Wonders. Very excited to show you guys this. Initial impressions are that it's a really good version, and we are just currently exploring it. I've played many games over the last few days, and I've talked to a lot of people, and basically the consensus right now seems to be that Olympia is like the worst right now. That basically Olympia will be the worst Wonder in 4-player. I'm not sure if people are saying that it will be the worst in 3-player, but I've certainly heard many people saying that it's very bad for 4-player. And I disagree. I'm honestly more happy to see Olympia than some other Wonders. I'm not saying it's like the best or anything. I think it's just like in the middle for me. And I want to show you guys the successful games with Olympia, so you can maybe learn something, maybe I can learn something, maybe this was just pure luck. But my record with Olympia so far has been pretty good over like a couple games, like I would say like 10 or something. So I think it's just right down in the middle. But without further ado, let's go. So first game, this is like a normal matchmaking game that I want to show you. And my idea going into this game, like I think there are many things that you can try with Olympia. I think it's probably the hardest Wonder to play and probably the most rewarding when you play it properly. I have also heard a complaint that it's a bit random. I can maybe agree with that, but I think in 4 it applies more to games with more than 4. I can agree there, like it's a little bit random, but with like 3 and 4 I think it's fine. Going into this game, I had a simple agenda: do not get baited into building the Wonder. Why is that? Basically, the first stage is amazing. Like when you look at the first stage, it's just so good. The second stage is meh, and the third stage is pretty bad for a third stage. I would say it's very bad. So my idea, playing Olympia Night or Olympia B, whatever you call it, is that you basically build first stage, and that's it. Of course, if you have like nothing else to do and the situation arises that you will build that, sure, you can build it even all the way. I'm not sure how far I ended up in this game, but basically do not try to build this. So here, Timber Yard, to not get baited. And the idea is basically dominate on red. And, you know, splash whatever you feel like splashing. Do a lot of brown, ignore gray, and do stuff like that. Here, Altar falls pretty good into, like, the new Altar is pretty good for this strategy. Of course, there are situations when you will get Altar, you will have the ability. I actually chose Orvain, but Altar would be fine as well from that hand. Here I think I went Guard Tower, but I'm not sure. Theater is also possible, like a lot of stuff is possible from that hand. Trading to Colossus is also not bad, not by long shot. Marketplace is decent. There is a lot of stuff that we can build. And generally I think like the power level of cards, just because like they're playable blues now, went up, so you can do a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, I traded to Colossus here, and here I think I even Lumberyard here. Not sure. I think I've passed enough reds, so that would be the last red that I can play. But it's fine. I can play 2 reds in the beginning of the H2. I'm not sure, but all 3 picks seem to be decent. I would say that Barracks is a little better than Stockade if you are picking something. But I actually went Stockade. No, I went back. That's good. That's good. I've just played because I thought it doesn't matter, but it actually mattered. Here you can go buffs easily. And like, but at the end of the day, our strategic goals have kind of been met. this guy is in green. We could anticipate this. This guy is semi in green. He's using side A, which is, I think, a little trickier. Like I would expect B. But as you know, I have a soft spot for Babylon A, and I still think it's playable. Like I actually, if the B was not so good, I think the A would still be playable. And I think maybe sometimes it's even correct to play A side. In some rare scenarios, but sometimes it might be okay. So we have a green guy on our left. That's the best that we can do. We have Colossus on the right. That's a little worse, but it's still good. We have a lot of resources. We are looking pretty okay-ish into building some of the reds for the second round. Basically, that's where we want it to be. So here, both altar and both playing this is fine. I prefer altar a little bit, just because, you know, I like to leave space, and there is nothing that we really want to build at the start of the H2, just because we will probably just win here, but we'll see. So at the end of the day, we are using the new blues to some extent, and you know, we'll just trying to maximize what we can do. Here, a couple of options again. Forum is very decent because these guys do struggle with Grace right now. If we pick Forum, they probably need, like this guy probably needs to play a lot of Grace, or just, you know, forget going for the first place. But even if he plays Grace, he's in a bit of a tough spot. And actually, there is no way that even Forum makes all the way to him, but yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't pick any of these probably. I think walls is the second consideration, and maybe you can consider hiding, but I would say not from this hand. I think walls is the clear favorite here. If we were to play the statue of the Olympia and the first age, we would have just walls for free, so that would be pretty good. Here the trading post is paying dividends. Here I think one of the most underrated cards right now is Vineyard, with cooperation with is trading. I tend to see a lot of polarization, I would say. Like a lot of people are using like a lot of brown strategies, and people are going like full green. So if you are pointing to a brown guy and you have like a Vineyard, that's just naturally combos with itself. So that's like, it's always been strong, but I think it's like, I observed that it's really strong now. So here, Vineyard, obviously. And as you can see, like the Seven Wonders principle still applies. We are using not a lot of red cards to win reds. Like we haven't win in round 1, but we are controlling the pace right now for the reds. We are using good trading, and we are not using a lot of resource cards, and we are able to actually play a lot of stuff. So that's how I imagine playing this wonder will be. I think this is a wonder stage or a brickyard. We can actually start to try to get baited here into this, just because, you know, we have enough basically. Like there is no stuff that we want to build, so we can actually transition into the brickyard. But I would actually just hide something here. I think hiding brickyard is reasonable. Hiding sawmill is reasonable. A lot of stuff that you can do here. I don't remember what my choice was. Oh, actually, I had that, but it's okay. So here, I wouldn't brickyard here. Like probably we don't want to get baited too hard. Archery is a little awkward just because Colossus will be able to draw us, but it's still fine. Just because, you know, we need to prevent him building it. Right now he can't. We haven't passed him anything that would let him, but that's okay. Aqueduct is fine here as well, so it's between those two. I think I went Aqueduct here. just because I didn't want to draw versus Colossus. I don't care that Colossus is winning, just because it has only brown. Like, it starts to pick up grays, but him picking up grays when this guy is picking up grays makes... I always forget how the guild is called. Craftsman. Really good. And we are actually in much better position to build it than this guy. So here, he built the brickyard in the end. Pretty okay for us. We can build it here just because it's not much worse, and it leaves us our options open. I don't remember fully what happens. This is also fine. Yeah. Nothing here, so we can build a wonder stage here. But as you can see, our plan was not to build the wonder stage. It's not that our plan was to not build it, but it wasn't our plan to build it. That's basically what I'm saying. We are playing very whatever happens, happens. Here we got a good guild, so that's really nice. And there is also another good guild. Just happy to see this. We also need to count the reds because we will probably be obliged to play one red. This is for 2, so it's fine. These 2 are very good for us. Nothing else probably on this hand. As you can see, if you are playing like this stage is terrible, but you will sometimes be forced to play it anyway. Here we get Pantheon, and you will actually get Pantheon a lot from altars, I think, just because a lot of people are not playing for grays, and I think that's properly playing this game right now. If you are not in green and you are playing grays that you don't need just to get access to Pantheon and Palace, I think that's too costly. So in my recent memory, I've played a lot of Pantheons of altars. And that makes altar, of course, really good, because it's 3 points and a lot of gold. Here, I don't think Philosophers is good enough. But as you can see, even on these crap resources, we have only 4 cards for resources. That's a 5 card. I treat both of these stages as a 1 card for resources. So that's 5 cards for resources, but we still have a gold, so that's I don't know, 4, I would say, probably 4.5. We still get stuff like Arena here. That's reasonable. That's 4 points probably, because we don't want to build it. Here is where the trouble starts. As you can see, we have a lot of points, but now we are running out of steam a little. But we still get the lighthouse. One idea also for stage A is to rush a lot of yellow cards. Here we got offered a Workers Guild, which is very nice, but we kind of anticipated that this guy won't be able to build it that much. Here, this is a tricky one. We got a freebie. It's between building a stage that will give us 6 points, but -6, so that's 4. If we are fighting with those guys, it's even worse. In situation like this, you need to calculate what happens. We can pay basically 6-0 or 2-4 or 4-2. If we build this, we get a win and a loss, so that's +6 +5 -1, so that's 4, so that's 57. And this guy to be on 57, that's almost impossible for him, because right now he will be at 46. 47, because we are helping him with spice. Steve here, he is on 51, so I don't think we passed him anything that will help him. I think we passed Haven, so that's still better. We are still winning against him. And this guy is what's left to check, but he's worse than this guy probably. Right? Yeah, he's worse. And I think I miscounted this guy because he's 8 and this is also 8. So basically we can play the siege, but I don't remember if I calculated correctly or I've just risked it. Yeah, I risked it. But that was a bad play by me. In the end, I comfortably win, but like there were some issues with the line of play that I chose. But as you can see, it still prevailed. So this is like the first win that I recorded. I just had it bookmarked. That's basically it. Like just solid play with East trading, with gold, just using the abilities and using whatever comes. Nothing really outstanding. I got over the duel, but other than that, I wouldn't say I was like terribly lucky. Maybe this on the second hand and this on the penultimate one. But other than that, nothing like game breaking or anything. Okay, let's go to the second game. This was like a matchmaking game with fairly decently rated people. I usually leave like above 200. That's fine enough for me. And here this will be an arena game. Actually, in an arena game, I had lower rated people. Maybe not in this one, but a lot of the time I come across people that are rated above 100, just that are still in elite in arena, which puzzles me a lot, but you know, that's what it is. So here, I think I went B again. I've played so many games that I don't remember all of them, guys, I'm sorry. But this was actually a strong consideration for the A side. I think A side here might be correct, with just, you know, a lot of brown play. There's like 3 people that are interested in green here, I would say. He needs to splash, at least. He would love to play, but he probably, like, Halicarnassus is one of those wonders that you just, like, when there is competition for green, you just forget it. Like, the strength from Halicarnassus comes from being able to play from the discard and getting a lot of greens. If somebody is competing with you, usually Halicarnassus doesn't do that well. It can of course splash like any wonder, but it's you know, going for like double set with Halicarnassus usually ends up pretty bad. And that's one also comment that I want to make. I actually found Halicarnassus be weaker than before in 4-player. Just because it lost flexibility. I've talked about it on my impressions and changes in 7 Wonders. I act like right now I find this stage to be very problematic, the way I played before. So I think Halicarnassus actually lost something. It gained something in like the crazy green strategies, that's for sure. I've seen like crazy game, I played crazy game with it, but it just doesn't feel reliable as it was before. So I am really liking this change, and one change that I'm not liking is that they've changed this stage. I would still prefer it to be like brown or something, then I would actually play the A side. And I've played the A side and I've won with it. But it's hard to justify when they are so similar, and this one actually has like better resources with this being a little better than that. But I think A side is playable now. Like I wouldn't be surprised if people actually start playing it if they are unsure if there is something good in this card, or it's just, you know, their preferred way of playing. But enough rambling. Here we open with a duel, which is always nice. For this wonder, this is actually the worst duel in my opinion, but it's still better than any other card that we got offered. And here again, from my notes that I have when I like bookmarked this game for you guys, I wanted to play this opportunistically. Like whatever they are not doing, I will do it. If they are not doing green at all, like all three of them, I will do green even. Here I think I went altar. I really like altar, but I think I'm overrating it a little bit. And it will be my doom eventually. Here I think I went lumber because I won't be offered lumber anymore. But I really like Tavern also from this hand. Tavern gives you a lot of flexibility when you are playing like this. No, I actually went Guard Tower. It's funny that I talked about two other cards and I still went the Guard Tower. I think that's a mistake. I will probably get offered the Dark Tower or another red if I picked Lumberyard. Yeah, and here it is. So here I probably went Theater or East Trading Post. Both are fine, really. It depends on what you want to play. If you are doing East Trading Post, you are basically saying that I want to get like a money card and just pick off this guy. If you play Theater, you're saying that I will do my resources in the second era. And that's a change that happened in the new 7 Wonders. You basically can choose whatever you want to do. And with a wonder like Olympia, this will really like make or break people. Like there is a correct choice. I cannot like I don't have time to fully go into it. Which one will be better in this exact situation, because you would have to like think about all the doubles that they will probably choose in the second round, and like what is the probability of the good duel coming soon enough for you to care about good cards. There's just the decision tree is so big that I will probably need like a computer and a good program to do it, but there is like actually a choice here. I think I picked Theater because I'd rather just get the duels in the second round, because I'm not sure that this guy, given that he has West Trading Post, will play a lot of resources. And it would be very funny if I was mistaken, but I was pretty sure I'm doing this. Here, just because Orvine is a single, I don't remember if he will pick it, and I cannot really trust him to do that. The single Orvine is useless to me. I need doubles, so I'm actually picking buffs. Of course, if it was just if it was nothing better, then I would actually play it. And here, again, opportunistic play. I'm going pawn shop. And in the end, I have crazy amount of points at the start. This will not happen very often, but this will happen more often than you think. And of course, it can be 6 points, it can be 9 points. Here you got 12, so we got like the other edge of the sword. But like the good, basically the good end of the deal. But you can just imagine here that I can have some other like brown cards, and the strategy doesn't change that much. Here I got offered Foundry. I would consider this a little lucky, because I really need the Foundry, but as you can see, I'm not competing with anyone for it, so that's also pretty good. No, I'd actually pick Aqueduct. I think Foundry might be... Well, actually there are two Foundries. Yeah, now I remember that I had this thought process in my head. I was like, I really want Foundry, but nobody will pick Foundry probably, and I don't need to play this Wonder Stage right now. There's still he will pick at least some green, I hope. And again, he has a strong incentive to pick some green in this round, like at least one. And they are basically and this guy is fighting for green, so I have the time. But this is also very risky, because if I don't pick Foundry, I might get screwed on red. And that's why I think I would prefer Foundry on this hand. Wow, I was correct in predicting my own play. That's never happens. And here, statue looks very nice, and I agree. It looks very nice, and it's just but you have to actually get the sawmill here because you need to be able to play a lot of reds, because in this situation I need to be able to dominate the red game. I would consider this slightly lucky, but there are actually a lot of picks that will help us in this situation. And if there were on the first hand, I doubt this guy is picking them after me. Even if he is, then I'm winning against this guy, and if he's not, even if this guy is winning, then I'm winning against this guy. Just after, I'm prepared after the full rotation happens. Here, obviously, training ground, because archery range for him is pretty bad, and I wouldn't mind him picking it up, because then this guy is kind of screwed. Here I need to hide walls, actually, I think. But Vineyard is looking tasty as well. These are again, playing with Olympia, you will have so many choices, and that's why I actually don't get people who complain about Olympia so much, because in the games with Olympia, I'm actually it's so much thinking, but it's so nice. You get so rewarded if you play correctly. I would actually probably play the Vineyard because it's more important. Even if I lose here, I will still probably get the second place, which again in 4-player scenario, I consider second place to be good enough. Usually, if I had a wonder that had 100% rate of being at least second, that wonder would probably be number 1. So Vineyard maybe wouldn't be number 1 if it never got first place. Here I have the money now, so I can play the temple actually, just to deny the points. As you can see, I'm doing really good, and this guy, the reason why he's unlikely to pick archery range is that archery range doesn't give him anything, and he kinda can't hope that I will pass him the red, if you know what I mean. It's very unlikely strategically for me to pass him that, so he's thinking there is no way he will pass me the red, and that way I can actually pass him the red, but it's the mind game basically. Here I'm just finishing my first wonder stage. In the end, let's see what we accomplished so far at this stage and what it let me do. So it let me ignore my resources for the first round, which is pretty big. It let me start with the resource that has the most red. So there are 2 reds that are of guard tower, and it let me not care about anything else, because I will actually be able to play whatever card there is in the first round. What's more, it's that it left me just because there are these cards, I can actually play them in the first round, and I can actually finish my resources in the second round. The only downside being that it's tricky to get the reds if I not do it fast enough. But usually I should be able to win with one of the neighbors. And the other stuff is that if I'm picking I picked a duel here, but if I picked any other cards other than a single stone, I'm able to play 2 red cards, and that should give me enough advantage to finish off with in the second round, play for 4 shields, and that should be also able to win with one of the neighbors. Yep, that's basically it. So generally I like kind of Olympia B strategically now. Of course it doesn't always work, and I've got a lot of second places as well, and that is a weird pick, but there will probably nothing better. He ended up with 5, but this is tricky. So here I got offer a palace and a builder's guild. Palace is just better, so that's nice. And you can like, you will get hands when you get offered nothing. There will be like the best thing is 5-pointer, and that's sad, of course. But you know, there is like a strong chance for you to get a card that's doing something, and I think that makes this stage amazing. Traders is looking amazing here, I think. I won't pick any browns probably, so sorry, I won't pick any yellows, so they will have a lot of yellows, I think. And right now they are fighting for green. I think that's like their strategic decisions that kind of backfired. And here I'm just picking Castrum. If you have resources like that, what you will be able to do is actually play double red in the last round probably. And that's much better than it was before, I think. This is a great guild for him, so... and we are actually picking gardens here, so which makes it even better. And he also played double red, as you can see. In the end, we kind of get used out of this, but fortifications should be also able to provide us some points. I think it's Town Hall still. In the end, like, I think it was a pretty clean game. We got some, like, we got a good guild, but we had to pay 6 for it. We got a palace and we won red here, but he actually like challenged us both on red here. We win by some in the end. Like this guy opposite of us was actually challenged by this. But I think like I hope I explained it well enough how to opportunistically play Olympia B or Olympia Night, as we should call it now, so that you have better chance in your games. And if you disagree, or if you think that you know I misspoke for something, please let me know in the comments. I'm still also learning to play Olympia, but I'm just having some success with it and a lot of fun. Hopefully you will be too after watching this video, and until later, see you guys, bye.